Hey everyone, Hudson here, and welcome back to another video. As I'm sure you've heard a million times by now, Medium made some changes to their algorithm in August of this year. Some writers saw an increase in their earnings, others a decrease. But regardless of how these changes affected you, one thing is for certain. Any major change sparks the necessity for, well, change. And after a month of research and experimentation, here's how I've decided to adjust my Medium strategy moving forward, and how you might want to as well. Let's get into it. So to be clear, I was one of the writers that saw a decrease in their monthly earnings. In July, I earned this much, and in August, this much. But the funny thing is, my new stories are actually earning more than usual. It's just my old library of content has essentially stopped earning altogether. This tells me there still is hope on Medium. It will just take a little adjusting to build my library back up. And the first way I plan to do this is actually by posting less. So in the past, Medium's algorithm favored writers who posted consistently. It was an unspoken rule of thumb that to be successful, you had to post a minimum of 2 to 3 times per week. But since Medium's new algorithm is putting an emphasis on quality as opposed to quantity, they are no longer taking your consistency into account. Instead, they are focusing on engagement and read ratio. So how I plan to embrace this is by cutting down my normal schedule of 2 articles per week to 1. I believe this will allow me more time to polish my articles to the point I would like without having to rush, to submit to the right publication to get my stories in front of the right readers, and to leave my stories more time each week to gain engagement and hopefully be pushed out to a wider audience as a result. The next is to aim for a read ratio of 60% or higher on every single story. So a few weeks ago, I compiled all of my stories this year and I tallied all of their earnings. And what I noticed is all of my high earning stories, that is stories that have earned more than $500, have a read ratio of 60% or higher. And with Medium now focusing on read ratio as one of the main metrics they take into account when pushing your stories out to a wider audience, I believe it's a great marker to aim for every single story. And the third is to put less emphasis on research and more on personal storytelling. Medium has made it very clear that they want their writers to write from a place of personal experience, and it's actually one of the categories they take into account when deciding whether a story is eligible to be boosted. And since Medium has removed average read time as a metric for their algorithm, the necessity to have your stories boosted to reach a wider audience is heightened. In the coming weeks, I will be releasing videos on each of these strategies, going more in depth into each one. I've already released one on boosting, which you can watch now. I hope this has helped you gain valuable insights into developing a strategy of your own moving forward. I would love to hear how you are navigating these changes yourself, so leave those in the comments, or if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I respond to all comments every week. Even if you don't have a question, just leave a comment anyways. It helps the algorithm. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. That's the end of this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.